Well, hell, sunshine. We got the 461 that's been trashed. There's what I've got left of the original. Well, I've got it all left, I guess. Let's see what we got. We got us a smashed up recoil. We'll see if we can, I don't know if we can or not, take that badge off, put on the new one. And I'm sure it's got better guts. This was Farmer Tech. Everything I got here was basically the cheapest thing I could get. This and here coming a Farmer Tech package. It's got a little smaller rope. And I've had problems with Farmer Tech spools before, so we don't know. But we've got all the guts out of this one we can put in that one. Plus we got the Elasto start handle we can put over on this one if we need to. Now we've also got this here snowmobile mitten pull handle. I picked one of them up, guys. Most time you don't need it. I'll be honest with you, I've got a broke tendon right there and a broke tendon right there. That one there's from, the one on this hand is from pulling recoil on the log splitter, and it snapped back through there and just spread my fingers out, and I heard that one pop. That one there was from not turning loose of a heavy refrigerator when I should have, and I was trying to hold it up with that finger. It don't work. So I could make use of one of these. Won't call it an injury. We'll call it my crybaby-ness there. So I bought me one of them to put on there. Brake flag was broke off on the other one. So that goes over here. We got us a new brake flag. Side cover was broke on the original. So we got us a new side cover. This one here was missing a little rubber baby buggy bumpers. This here's got them in it. Other than that, they look pretty similar. The original one broke the screw off there that holds your air filter. This the air horn goes into the carburetor. So we got us a new one of those and an old one of those. The case, this one here developed a little bit of a gasoline leak on it, I guess, when they smashed it. We'll have to put that. Well, heck, even the gas cap broke. I didn't even realize that till just now. I've got some more of them, but even the gas caps broke on that one. I may pull that original fuel line out of there and put in this other one. I was kind of surprised this one here actually came with fuel line and coil wires on it. Kill switch wires, whatever you want to call them. Now the original top cover is cracked right here. We're gonna live with that for a bit until we decide if we need something else. The original air filter cover, same way, it's cracked right there on the sides. Right there. It ain't the greatest, but it's gonna get us by. We picked us up another coil. I don't suspect this one's bad, but I don't know if they're rev limited, what you want to call it. I don't think they'll, I had a friend of mine tell me, hey, if you get to going too hot with that, put this coil on there instead. So that's what I'm doing, or I got it. We'll put it back together with the stock one though. We'll move up to this and here when we need it. But guys, what I'm gonna, handlebars. I assume this one here is the right shape. This one here is just a little bit tweaked. So we got us a new handlebar, old handlebar. Guys, I'm gonna start putting this together is what I'm gonna do. And I'm not gonna ask you guys to watch me put it together. I could talk the whole time. Dadgummit, I think when I was born I was inoculated with a phonograph needle. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start putting this together. And if I come up with something on some of these cheap parts that I don't like or I like special much, I may stop in and make a short. But I'll be honest with you, I just got all the parts in today. I hope to get this thing on dyno by the time this particular video is done and get us a base run on this 461. Well, here's our first problem. First part, so we got our first problem, right? And I will preface this by saying this is not a 440 or a 460 gas tank. I specifically ordered one for a 461 because I knew there was, among other things, at least one difference. And the difference is the length of this stud. You can't see me measuring it, and it just happened to fit. That thing I was using for a pointer, that stud on that one there is about that long to the plastic. And you can see we're an inch short of that. Just reaching back there and touching the plastic. We're an inch, inch and a quarter short of that. 2.5, 3 centimeters to you metric guys. So I'm gonna have to see if I can press these studs out of here. And of course, I've already got the boots and all that in, so that was real nice that I didn't pay attention to that. If you're gonna work with cheap stuff, you better figure on paying for it one way or another. There are the studs it came with versus the one it needs. This is what it come with. This is what it takes. Well, we're up to problem number 2, and we ain't made it very far. The choke and kill switch is different on this one than, boy, I don't know if I'll be able to illustrate it. This is a choke actuating rod. This one's in a different position. It's about a 1/4 inch closer to the left-hand side of the saw. Plus, it's about an inch shorter. Won't work my choke. Won't even work in there. Luckily, my old one's good. Well, I assume it's good. It's not broke. So, I'm wondering if this thing was advertised as MS461 handle, because I knew there were some differences. I was talking to Charlie Briscoe, and he told me there were some differences. He said the other ones would work, but there were some differences. So I made sure, me being a slipshod hack, I really didn't want, well, them cheap Charlie guys. Okay, now we're all right. I was sitting there getting ready to get mad about something that wasn't time to get mad about. I was putting the wrong one on the wrong one. I was going to say they had different size spade connectors on there. It wasn't going to work either, but they are. So there you go. That's different. And I don't know. I got no way of knowing. I ordered a 461 one, but it appears that I got a 440 or a 460. I hope there's nothing else I got to grind and make do, because that'll make you mad enough to shit in your hands and clap, won't it? Anyhow, sorry, I better shut this daggum thing off. I'm not in a real good mood right now. I'm in a fine mood, but my filter's about clogged. Talk to you guys in a bit. Well, I got it mostly together, not too many other problems. We're going to see if we can start it. I haven't primed it. It's still dry. Well, there's how she works. Well, we just wore myself out for nothing. You know what I forgot to do? Oh, shoot. I know what I forgot to do. I got some Husqvarna tools here I forgot to wave over it. Make it start up better. What if it'll start after that? It's probably flooded now, ain't it? Pulled it 25 times. We'll throw that Husqvarna air gap gauge in between that coil. I bolted that coil down back out of the way, set the flywheel, never adjusted it. Oh, shucks. Be right back with you. Yeah, we'll try her again some more. We got her on high idle. It's probably flooded. Well, it hit off. We'll work on that, get her tuned up. We can get her on dyno, I hope. Forgot I left the limiters in there because I wanted to Wanted to do stock run on it, just stock as I could, with whatever they put the limiters. We'll get the air filter. Don't like to run there without the air filter. We'll get an air filter blue out and put on it. May have a new one here for it. Anyhow, we're not going to do it tonight. It's getting dark and I got to do chores. But we'll get her on dyno before this video's out. I think. We'll have to see how long it is. If I'm talking about this, we're going to get her on dyno. All right, let's put her in the wood just a little bit. This wood's made out of marshmallows and styrofoam. It's green, just cut yesterday, ain't dry. Softest wood on the planet. Chain dull on there backwards. 460, 461. Let's try her out. I don't have any dogs on it. I just want to make sure the chain's oiling and make sure it's not going to run out of fuel. Checking the carburetor, see if it needs redone. I'm telling you, it's made out of styrofoam. That ain't no good. Oh, we lost part of her. Oh, we're lightening her up. It's gonna be a race saw. Now, that's a pretty good piece of wood there. A little white wood starting to get crappy around the outside. Let's get her on dyno, see what she shows. I just wanted to play with it just a minute. First time I've had her in the wood. You seen her first chip she made, it was right here. Sorry, can't be chainsaws all the time. Guys got to eat. She's got her family coming out for lunch tomorrow, and they had a special request. They wanted something that was good to eat, so I guess that's my turn to cook.
I heard that.
Holy crap. You see what I got to live with? Man, it ain't safe around here. Back to the dyno. Run two. Well, appreciate everybody coming back. We'll come in here real quick, and then I'll go stir the chili again. Rub the knots on my head. Anyhow, we got the old 461 run. The red line's a 461. What I threw up was my old 440 build, and that was from a while back. Or not a build, that's my stock 440. No muffler mod, no nothing. This 461, I don't know if it's stock or not. The guy I got it from that smashed it with a tree and sold it on FaceWeb, he allowed that he had another guy build it. I think that might have been the second time it was smashed, because he put it together out of another saw. It may have a base gasket deleting it or whatever, but I'd say this son of a gun's had a rough life. And things are just getting worse now in my hands. But anyhow, what do we make? Red line's a 461. We pulled about 5.35 or 6.35 horsepower, which that's pretty good. And that was down around 9,300 RPMs. That thing's rated at 9,800 at 6 horsepower, and we were actually at 6.21, 6.23 at 9,800. So it's darn near a quarter of a horse higher than what they advertised it. Now that could be the fact that they lower advertise everything. It's like tractors; they'll tell you, like an old Farmall H from 1940, whatever. They got to being a big thing of people overselling their tractors. That's how the Nebraska test come along, independent agency, and they sold a Farmall H as 24 horsepower at the drawbar, 27 at belt pulley, I think, something like that. Don't hold me to it. It's just for illustration. But they'd make 25 or 26 horsepower because they didn't want to sell it to somebody and have them find out, well, that thing only made 23.99 horsepower and you said it was 24. So they kind of sold them like, I don't know if they do chainsaws the same way or not, but we're showing 6.35 horsepower out of this stock saw, and at a little bit lower RPMs, and at their RPMs we still showed 6.23, 4.16 foot-pounds of torque. How's that compared to our MS440? About right on the money. That MS440 was advertised as 5.35 horsepower, if I remember right. I haven't looked it up in a long time, but I think I hit it right on the money and right close to their RPMs. My RPMs might have been just a little bit lower than what they hit, but I did hit them at 3.41 foot-pounds of torque. So we gained 0.75, if my math's right, 3.41 to 4.76. That's exactly 3/4 of a foot-pound of torque, if my math's right in my head, and I think it is. And exactly, that's easy math, from 5.35 to 6.35. It's a full horsepower heavier than the old 440 stock. And you can see, man, we stretched out some RPMs out here. Whiz out past 13.5. That's about all the farther I can go on my dyno before I cavitate. It will, don't get me wrong, it will go out a little bit north of that, but that's about where we was hitting at. The old 440 didn't stretch out near that high, just a little over 12. But the torque was just, man, of course, torque equates to horsepower, but the torque was, I hadn't seen that high torque numbers on my dyno yet. Of course, I haven't dynoed just everything under the sun. But man, I was sitting there dynoing that as I was going, and my old jaw was just a dropping. And of course, you got to dyno it 2 or 3 times to make sure you ain't got a fluke going on. It just kept hanging in there like a hair in a biscuit. So we did well with it. So guys, I appreciate it. I'm gonna go stir the pot. Stir the pot. Sorry. Yeah, that's what I do around my house all the time. I stir the pot. And we got a lot of people around different countries. I'll let you know that just means picking and prodding and being mean to people in a good spirited way. Just stir the pot, you know. Don't let nothing settle down. So I'm gonna go stir the pot. They're in the house a little bit, finish getting this up, get her uploaded so I can send her out to you guys. Appreciate you being here, guys. If I earned her, give her the old hitchhiker. If I didn't, my show Julius Caesar for me. Consider subscribing if you hadn't already, or if you can. And it don't matter. I'd trade all that for a comment down in there. Just get down in there and banter with me a little bit. I enjoy talking to you guys. Seems like we're all good people. All y'all are, I know. Thank you much. Have a good one.